Hello, what's good YouTube? Hope you guys are all doing well today, and welcome to another episode of Tournament Tested. We're continuing to use our 4-4-1-1 Serie A BPL hybrid. Before we get into this real quick, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support you guys have been giving me. Thank you guys for all the comments and suggestions. You guys are absolutely awesome. And I will definitely keep in mind what you guys say, so stay tuned for a lot more squad builders. It seems like a lot of you guys want to see those, but we come up against another 4-1-2-1-2 full Brazilian side, and just like the last game, guys, if you've seen the previous episode of staying in D1 recently, you guys saw that I absolutely got destroyed by somebody using a 4-1-2-1-2 Brazilian side, and the same thing happens here against this guy who is gonna absolutely trash me and toy with me, and it was an embarrassing loss. He gets a long shot, a very long shot with Ramirez, and he was one of these players. He was on ultra defensive, and on top of that, he was doing the RBA high pressure defense. And what that is really you just hold RB and A the whole time, and they rush you as soon as you get the ball passed. Two players rush you with the ball, and if you have a pacey team like this guy does, he's got a really pacey Brazilian side. It's very hard to play against. I'm not gonna lie, and he owned me, guys. I mean, after I scored, I equalized. He came up the pitch and draws a penalty, and he's going to take it with Neymar. Unfortunately, I couldn't guess where he was going. I go a little bit to the right, and I don't flick the right stick, so I don't get to save it. But he goes up and takes a 2-1 lead right away. But after playing this game, guys, I realized maybe the 4-1-2-1-2 is a good formation to give a shot, because he absolutely destroyed me. Now, a lot of his goals were ones that I could prevent, to be honest. I mean, there was a corner goal there. He had a penalty. That was a nice goal on the counter right in the beginning of the second half. And he ends up getting 4 goals just like that. But eventually I do get one back with Ben Arfa. A little bit of nice passing, and I score one right there. We ended up getting a corner shortly after, but my screen capture card went black, and I started celebrating like a douchebag right back at him just because he was. I guess I shouldn't have done that, but you know, sometimes it's in you. It's in you to do it back to your opponent. But yeah, man, this was a very frustrating loss, I gotta admit. So we did get one header at 4-3, but he ends up getting it right back in the 90th minute, and he's gonna win 5-3. So a very disappointing loss, and at that point I had to make a change to the team. I really wanted to make sure that my team was playing to its fullest potential. I don't know if I kind of felt Company on 7 Chem was a little bit like something was off about Company. He was not playing to his fullest potential. Something was up. Now it could be just me making an excuse, who knows. I'm not one to make excuses. When I take a loss, I take it on the chin and say, hey, I'll get him back next time. So in any case, we end up opening some packs. You guys saw there. Didn't get anything great, but just to make ourselves feel better for the loss. But you guys can see here on the screen, we completely changed the team to a 4-1-2-1-2. I've been playing against a 4-1-2-1-2 so much as of late that I just decided, you know, it's time to give it a shot. It's time to give it a try, and that's what we went ahead and did. As we come up against a 4-3-3 full Bundesliga side. Very nice team, not going to lie, but I knew he was going to be defensively weak simply because his midfield has no holding mid. And this is the start of the match. You guys can see the time there. A minute in, great passing sequence. You guys are going to see we build up the play perfectly, and Javi Garcia is going to thread the needle right to Fernando Torres, and Torres, as cool as the other side of the pillow, is going to finish it for us. Nice finish by Torres. But I was very happy with the 4-1-2-1-2. As I've said multiple times, guys, it's a very defensively sound formation. It's very defensively good. You know, anyone who's using a 3-5-2 and struggling against a cross or anything, definitely check out the 4-1-2-1-2. It's very, very good. Now, the attack is a little bit more narrow than last year, but your mids get way more involved. So I guess it's a pro and con about it, but nice little ball control by Juan Mata there to give us another goal in the 30th minute. We're actually rolling through this guy, and as I said before the match started, you know, he does have a nice 4-3-3 team, but without a holding mid, without anybody to track back and play a little bit of defense for him in the midfield, it was very easy to just pass the ball at will. So keep in mind, guys, when you make teams without a central defensive mid, so like a 4-3-3 or a 4-3-1-2, make sure your center mid, so the one in the middle, make sure he's like a CDM pretty much. So if you want to put like Daniele Di Rossi, Xabi Alonso, You know, those kind of players down there with a good defensive stat. That's what you really want in the middle of the pitch, because this guy had three pure like cams pretty much as his midfielders, and it didn't work out for him. So even though he was a good player, like don't it's 5-0 now, right? It's already 5-0, but honestly, he was way better than 5-0. The score shouldn't have been 5-0. His team just was not set up properly. And I think that's very important this year on Ultimate Team more than anything, is the way you set up your team. You can be the best player in the world, but if you pick the wrong players in the positions, your team is not going to play as well. One thing I also noticed is that he got Lewandowski as his striker. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but with a high work rate, he's probably not the best option in a 4-3-3. You're better off going with someone like Gomez, or even Huntelaar or someone like that. But yeah, man. So we end up winning this game convincingly. Actually, we get up another penalty, and this time we're not gonna go to the left like we did the first time. We're just gonna go down the middle, and we're gonna go ahead and take a 6-1 lead. But that wasn't it, guys. In the 90th minute, of course, some silly antics. He wins the tackle, but it goes right to Fernando Torres, and Fernando Torres is going to finish for us to make a 7-1 victory. A very good debut for our 4-1-2-1-2 side. So we dominated this game completely. But again, guys, keep in mind, I'm going to repeat this over and over to make sure you guys all know, when you make a team, make sure you pick the right players. I think this is why a lot of people believe in handicap. So I'm going to get on that topic. I personally don't believe on handicap, but there's some really good players like 88 plus 90 rated players that are amazing players, you know, but if you don't fit them on the right team, they're not going to play like 90 rated players. And that's why people say, "Oh, I have this amazing team, but they play like crap." I mean, someone like Rooney as a striker who's got a high work rate, you know, he might not be that great for you. For me, it worked out. I actually enjoyed using Rooney quite a bit. If you guys look at earlier episodes of staying in D1, Rooney was an absolute beast for me, but you know, a lot of people won't like that high work rate, because a lot of time he will tire out on Ultimate Team. I mean, that's the way Ultimate Team works. So keep that in mind when you guys make a team. Check work rates, check their defensive stats, check, you know, stats that actually go check their in-game stats. Make sure everything fits what your play style is. But we win that game 7-1 as we restarted the Movember Cup after losing, and you guys see our record there. Not the best record. My record last year on Ultimate Team 12 was way better. It had a lot of losses this year before finding the right style of play to play on FIFA 13. So definitely could be better. But in any case, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Tournament Tested. If you guys have any questions for me, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for your suggestions. I appreciate them greatly. And we'll come back tomorrow with a new episode and continue using this new 4-1-2-1-2 team. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Peace.